well, I wasn't planning on doing videos this weekend, but, what was I going to say? But, because I was originally, well, I wasn't originally, it wasn't really planned out. Like, my day is just like, okay, whatever happens, happens, basically. So I wasn't planning on doing videos this weekend at all, because I thought I had to do something else. But turns out what I had to do was just easy. I did that on Friday, easy done. So, yeah, so anyway, today we're going to talk about, now, I'm not sure if you heard this movie. This is a brand new movie. You can rent and buy it on Prime Video. Now, I wasn't even aware of this movie. I saw the previews on Prime Video, because you can get it on Prime Video. And then my mum saw the previews of it as well, and like, oh, let's watch this movie. So we decided to watch this movie on Friday. Friday night we watched this movie. So, yeah. Today we're talking about Dracula, A Love Tale. Now, this is a romantic movie based on tragedy, as well as I say in the form of the arts, as well. So, yeah, last year we saw Nosferatu as well. Now, this is based on the same novel written by Bram Stoker, so the 1897 novel of the Nosferatu, and this movie was based on the same novel but different, separate story as well. Nosferatu is more about the idea of a vampire. This movie is more about the actual Dracula movie, like Dracula himself. You kind of see more of his story, whereas Nosferatu, it was more of an idealistic version of Dracula or Nosferatu, for example. Actually, interesting enough, when you look at Dracula on Prime Video, the OG Nosferatu is available and you can watch it for free. So I might check that out when I get a chance to. Very old classic stuff, but I'm like, I didn't know they had that on there. So maybe I'll have to check it out when I get a chance to. So that's also interesting as well. But this movie is more about Dracula as well, Dracula as well, as we know Dracula as well. So yeah, so this movie, for some reason, in the actual movie, in the plot of the synopsis of what they did, when the movie was on Prime Video, it said the 15th century. But in the movie, for some strange reason, it says the 14th century, and this is in 1480. So we're going a little bit back here as well. And also, this is a French movie, so that's probably why you haven't heard of it, because it's a French movie. I think it's like, I'm not sure there's French actors. We'll talk about the actors later on, but yeah, but it's a French movie. So are you from France? Have you seen this movie? I'm not sure people know about this movie, but if you have a chance to watch it, it's so good. Like, I'll rewatch it again, to be honest with you. It's such a good movie as well. So yeah, so this is set in the 14th century, so we're going way, way back a bit. Because Frankenstein was in the 1857 in the 18th century, and also Nosferatu was in the 1838. That was also in the 18th century, but it's 1830th century. So we're going a little bit way back with this one, so that's interesting too. So this movie is based in that time period, obviously, and then later on, it says 400 years later, so we kind of jump a little bit. So I'm not sure why they said the 15th century, because in the movie it says 14th century, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe they did a little bit of typo, and they might have fixed that if people go with this movie. So yeah, so also this movie, speaking of wars, this was in the, I had to double check my facts here because I put the word war, basically. So this is set in the 14th century, like I said before, but also this is in the Wallachia and the Ottoman Empire. So this is in that period. There's a lot of wars during the 18th century and the 14th century, I gotta tell ya. Oh my goodness, when I was researching, what was this based on, it just AI, because you have AI memes now, AI has a bunch of different wars about how am I supposed to tell what war this is? Like, it's crazy, as well. So I had to double check my facts because I was like, oh, so that's not right. Although it said on AI, you can't really trust AI. I'm pretty sure it said the 20th century, but I'm like, we're in the 21st century, so they're probably talking about the 19th century? I don't know, it's so confusing, but but what I'm trying to get at is the 20th century is like the 19th century, basically, because, as well. But yeah, back to this. But this was based in that time period and that war setting as well. So there's the first couple of scenes in the movie is very, there's a war going on, and you can kind of tell that as well between the two countries. I'm not sure what Pacific. It said Ottoman Empire, so I guess in Europe. I'm guessing. I could be wrong now, but let me know if you guys know. But yeah, but the whole first scene of the movie is about them going to war and stuff as well. So you kind of see that play out. As well. There's, like I said, this is a very romantic movie, very romance as well, but also very sexual. Like you see them having sex in one of the scenes, and she's like backed up on the wall. So be warned if you see this movie. It might be beautiful, but it's very tragic. It's very deals with a bit of death. God, obviously, which we'll get to later on. So yeah. So also, speaking of Nosferatu, they mentioned the Black Plague, but obviously that's fiction because the Black Plague didn't come until the 13th century. So they're all, sometimes movies fabricate what actually happens in world events. So they had the Black Plague here, but even though it's the 14th century at the time, it's actually incorrect because the Black Plague was in the 13th century. So keep that in mind. It's like, wait a second. I had to double check my facts about, wait a second. That didn't come out until the 13th century. Like, why is it the 14th century or the 18th century? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I guess for a movie based on Dracula, it's kind of fabricated that way. Like, I thought Nosferatu did a really good job. You know, was it during the Black Plague? Something about that. I'm not sure. I think I talked about my review that was based on the Black Plague a bit with the rats and stuff like that. As well during that time period as well. So that was based on that. But I thought they handled that very well because, you know, Nosferatu, the Black Plague, etc., etc. So I thought they did a really good job idealizing that as well. So so this movie is sort of different to Nosferatu. As well. Also Frankenstein as well. So this movie, even though it's very romantic and stuff, it reminds me a lot of Romeo and Juliet, as well, with the whole love story being very heavily focused at play here. Because yeah, if you don't, who doesn't know the story of Romeo and Juliet? So Romeo and Juliet, if you don't know the story, why haven't they made a movie about that? I know they have made a movie about that, but Romeo and Juliet is such an iconic love story. So I'm not sure why a studio has said, oh, why don't we do a love story about Romeo and Juliet? Although I think the reason why they haven't done that is because we know the story so well, as well. Sort of like Egyptian, you know, Cleopatra, stuff like that. Maybe that's why there's no Cleopatra movie. Maybe that's why, because we know the story so well. As well. They should consider doing a Romeo and Juliet movie as well. I know they did one, but it's not based on historics, right? So yeah. So when I was watching this movie, it reminded me of Romeo and Juliet, because you don't know, they had two competing houses. Their houses were at war together, and they fell forbiddenly in love, as they say. And I think, because this has been in media and stuff like that, I think, from what I remember, is I think Juliet accidentally kind of poisoned herself, although I think that's been swapped in some of the media, so I'm not sure what actually happened. So yeah, so I think she accidentally drank the poison and people thought she was dead. And so Romeo, I think, found Juliet and poisoned himself, but when she, or was it back to front? I don't know, but, and then Romeo poisoned himself, so they both died because they loved each other. And that's the same here with Dracula and this woman, Elizabeth. They were madly in love. You can kind of say they were head over heels for each other. It's like a bad love story, and I love romance stories. I like that. Very tragic what happens, but it's a very romantic story as well. I love Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, so anyway, this movie, the difference between this movie and Nosferatu is that this movie is based more on the fact that Dracula was a curse, basically, because, you know, he killed a priest. Speaking of, like, religion and stuff like that, because, you know, because, in the movie, it's very interesting what happens in the movie. You go see it for yourself, but it's interesting, but, obviously in the movie, you know, he kills the priest, and, God, puts like a curse on him. It's sort of like a curse when you think about it. So he's cursed. And as you know, from lore or historic, you know, Dracula doesn't associate with gods or religion very well. Because he's obviously, you know, the Dark Prince of, you know, Satan or hell, or Dark Prince. And that's why it's called the Dark Prince, because of, you know, he doesn't believe in religion or God. And that's what, you know, and that's what, Dracula is. Like, Dracula doesn't believe in, God or religion. You kind of see that in the movie as well. Like, he doesn't believe in that stuff and, as well. So that's why he's called the Dark Prince, because he doesn't really believe in that, stuff, as well. So I thought that was very, very fascinating to see the focus. Sorry, I'll check that out. To see the focus of the main story as well. So I thought that was very fascinating how they tied it in. Also, not only that, I love this. So Nosferatu, right? They didn't do this, which was very unfortunate. So in historic lore, obviously, when you get bit by a vampire, you become a vampire. That's what happens here, because Dracula bites his victims, and obviously they have they got bite marks on the necks. So even though he sucks their blood, still he actually bits them and they become a vampire. To kind of see that in fruition too, because there's a really good scene in the movie. The first half of the scene was really good. They're in like a mental institution, so kind of thing, and they're captured this person who's been possessed by this curse, obviously, by Dracula, obviously, because when he bites his victims, they become a vampire, they become a little bit possessed, because, this is a curse kind of thing. It's more fancy when you think about it, honestly. But, so they observe this woman who's tied up in chains and, she's become a vampire. And it reminded me a bit of, like, the horror aspects of The Exorcist. What is that movie when they say, I compel you to let the demon go? I was waiting for someone to do that, because obviously this movie, there's a priest, obviously. He's also been a detective as well, because I'm not sure how I feel about that, but he's a detective as well, kind of, figuring out what's causing, this woman to, become changed, and that's the whole thing, because Dracula sucks blood, obviously, and bites your neck as well. So I was ready for someone to, because they had a lot of crosses in the movie, interesting. They had a lot of crosses, the characters had some of the crosses, and obviously, one lit them on fire, and I was like, yep, that's really cool. So I was waiting for the princess to compel, I take the demon, the evil sin away from you. I actually got a cross her today as well. Oh, where is it? There it is. I was like waiting for someone to say, I compel you to, let the evil spirits of this person. So I was kind of waiting for that. It kind of reminded me of that vibe a bit as well, which is also interesting as well. So I was ready for someone to go with the cross and do that, but they actually didn't do that. So I wonder what horror movie, was it The Poltergeist or was it The Exorcist? I'm not sure, because usually with horror movies, when you think of horror, someone's being possessed, and obviously this woman is being possessed by a demon, because obviously Dracula is some kind of demon as well, which I thought that was very fascinating as well. So yeah, so I thought that was very interesting, and you kind of feel sorry for Dracula, to be honest with you, because even though he's a bad guy here, you kind of feel sorry for him, and he's trying to, he can't, because he's immortal, right? And you see one scene where he's trying to jump out of the window, trying to be with his wife, his one and only true love, and he can't do that because he's immortal and he can't actually die. Immortals can't actually die. So I thought that was also fascinating as well. My mom kind of felt bad for him, and that's so sad. And at the ending, towards the ending, we'll talk about that in a minute. But at the end of the movie, my mom was like, can't they just be together? You kind of feel sorry for him. And then, Mom, this is not the story that is going to let those two be together. Because obviously, when it comes to like romance, tragic stories, obviously something's going to happen. And she's like, can't they be together? And they look so happy together. As well, there's an interesting twist with the character of Elizabetta. Okay, so she's the one that tragically, dies, as well, and he's trying to find, because he says, I don't care what happens to me, obviously, that also plays, back during the ending part as well. So he's like, whatever happens to me, I'm fine, but let my wife live. And obviously, time has passed, and obviously she's been resurrection as well into a different person, but she also has memories as well from that time, from that long time ago. So that's also interesting. I'm like, wait a second, because I thought the prisoner was more like Elizabeth, to be honest with you, but I didn't expect the twist of her becoming, Elizabeth. She looks exactly like his long dead wife, his dead wife, to be honest with you. I'm like, that's interesting as well. So very interesting stuff here as well. All right. Before we get to characters, I'm just going to say very quickly, the costume designs are beautifully, oh my god, the costume designs are so good. Love the costume designs in this movie, very periodic as well. And also when it came to the prosthetic makeup of Dracula, I was like, oh yeah, he looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. My precious, as well. So I thought that was interesting as well. And also we were teasing about, my mum said he looked like a snapping turtle as well, because the prosthetics look so good, but he looks so ugly at the same time. It's like, what? Like, you know, and I didn't get the updo. Like, if you see the updo in the movie, I don't get that. Like, I hated that updo. And also my mum agreed, like, why does he have that ridiculous updo as well? So I thought that was interesting, a choice of costume. But, other than that, like, prosthetically, looks really good, looks realistic. But I think when he, you know, refers back to, because Dracula in this instance is not young, he's lived for a very long time, and that's why he's old, basically. So you kind of get the idea of that. But when he turns back into normal, his normal self, like, yes, love the design of Dracula, you know, as well. And that's like, obviously, Dracula the black on and stuff like that, and also very interesting as well. So I thought that was very interesting as well. So yeah, so let's talk about characters. Oh my god, Christoph Waltz. Oh my god, this guy's been in everything recently. He was just a Frankenstein. He was literally just a Frankenstein. I can't believe it's Christoph Waltz again. As well. I mean, he's doing really good. And also, he's a priest. I don't think he was a priest in, yeah, he wasn't a priest. I'm thinking of Wake Up Dead Man, actually, because that's also religion-based as well. So it's nice to see Christoph Waltz here as well, but like, he was just literally Frankenstein. Like, what? Like, he's in 2 horror movies or 2 thrillers. That's fantastic. Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, it's freaking Christopher Waltz as well, and he's like the priest. He plays a priest in this one. He's also kind of some kind of detective priest as well. Like, he's the priest as well, and you kind of see that. I thought he did a really good job, but I'm like, he was just a Frankenstein. He was just also in Early Murders in Building as well, with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez recently. So I got confused because I thought he was in Nosferatu, but he wasn't. He was in Frankenstein. I think William Dafoe was in not Frankenstein. William Dafoe, was in Nosferatu. So I think I got him a bit confused. I'm like, wait a second, is he Nosferatu or Frankenstein? No, he was in Frankenstein. So I think I get those two a bit confused. But it was nice to see him return. I get it. He was just a Frankenstein. Have you ever seen that movie as well? Okay, Caleb Laundrie Jones as Count Dracula. Now, he did a fantastic job. He looks very interesting. He's an interesting human, I would say, as well. And that's not a bad thing to say. He reminded me about Sebastian Stan, actually. You know, if they had a movie with him and Sebastian Stan, he could totally be his lookalike. Because some actors kind of look alike, and sometimes actresses and actors these days, you know, compare their roles to other celebrities to get an idea of what that movies they want to be in. So I thought that was very fascinating. Also, I'm happy to say that he has the Dracula Transylvania accent. He's like, you know, his accent's very well as well. And when he becomes Count Dracula, his accent obviously, he did have the accent at first because he was still a normal human. But when he turned into Dracula, I love the Transylvanian accent. They didn't have that Nosferatu for some strange reason. I wonder why that was. But yeah, but I thought it was very interesting. You know, I don't know if I can do it on key. You know, he says some interesting things in the Transylvanian accent, and he's like, I want to suck your blood. Like, something like that, like, I want to suck your blood. You know, they're very serious, monotone things, so I thought the accent was really, really good as well. So he was really good. He was really good as well. Interesting, we'll talk about that later on in the ending. There's an interesting ending that I'll talk about later on in this video. Zoe Blue is both Mina, okay, and Elizabeth, his long-lost lover who tragically died, as well. And I'm like, I know this actress, and I looked her up, and I saw her, what she's been in, and I'm like, I don't know this actress at all. She reminds me of Lily Collins, to be honest with you. I'm like, wait a second, is that Lily Collins? Like, no, it's not. So, yeah. We'll talk about, so interestingly enough, you know, when it comes to women and time periods, they have a certain women and time periods, and I swear to God to you, this actress reminded me of Mia Goth in Frankenstein, and also Mia Goth reminded me of Lily Rose Depp, who was in Nosferatu. They have a very similar vibe, I would say, because they have a very significant, back in those times, they had a very significant women like when you think about Marilyn Monroe, who's a sex symbol, you also had like Jane Mansfield as also a sex symbol as well, and also can't remember her name. I'm blanking on her name. What's her name? May something. She was also oh no, I can't remember her name. Oh my god. She was also a sex icon too. Oh, May something. Her name starts with May. What's her last name? Oh, can't think of the top of my head. But she was also, you know, a very sex symbol, you know, femme fatale as well during that time period as well. So they obviously had like a woman they had like the same women in every time period, and that goes to show you that, like, you know, when you think about Marilyn Monroe, you know, James Mansfield, the other person I just mentioned, you know, they have an interesting women of that time period. And when you look at today's time, you don't really see a lot of, you know, women that look exactly the same. But I think back in those days, you know, women look exactly the same, which is nothing wrong about that. But I think that was a style back then as well, because women had like the short hair. Obviously, you kind of see it in some of the movies as well, including Snow White as well. You kind of had like the hair, the vintage hair, you know, the blonde hair, brunette hair, whatever. You had kind of had that, you know, that short cut bob, that vintage look, and you also had the vintage outfits. So that kind of shows as well. So interestingly enough, it kind of felt the same thing here, but felt very different at the same time. So just go to show you, you know, they have a certain type of woman in these roles. So I think it's very interesting. Kudos on the casting for that, because, you know, having that women from it with men, it's not so much, more of women, like the styling and the, you know, the women of that decade. You know, you kind of see it in like historic movies all the time. Like there's a certain kind of woman in that time period. So I thought she fit the time period very well. Also, she did a good job too. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Matilda D. Angelis, who plays Maria. Oh my god, she was fantastic. Like the first scene that I talked about, she was the one that was chained up as well, being possessed as well. Oh my god, her performance was so good. Like, she was psychotic, she was insane, she was hysterical. Oh my god. Hope she's in more things, because this actress needs a career. Like, she was fantastic. Like, I don't know who directed her, or maybe she was like, you know, I'll do this on my own terms, and I thought she knocked it out of the park. James Gunn, get to do Harley Quinn. Oh my gosh, she would be fantastic Harley Quinn. I can imagine that, because Harley Quinn is very psychotic, insane character, and I could see her playing Harley Quinn as well. You know, dye her hair blonde, white or something. I can imagine that. So yeah, but also speaking of that, women of that time period, she felt exactly like, you know, Zoe Blue, you know, Lily Rose Depp, and Mia Goth as well, because they had that same kind of feeling, you know, as well. But she did a really good job. She doesn't stay in the movie too long, but whatever. Oh my god, she was so good. She was so good. She's probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, to be honest with you. I'm like, oh my god, if you see her performance in the opening scene, it's fantastic. She was like, that's my phone going off. Sorry about that. Probably on eBay a lot. So yeah, she was so good in this movie. Like, it's unbelievable as well. Yeah. So at the ending, I can't say too much, but obviously, you know, because he was, for many years, I think, he was trying to find his long lost dead wife, like I said before. And, you know, like, even though he was alone roaming the earth, like, it's tough to, you know, especially when you're in love. Like, he was deeply in love with this woman as well. And when he finally found her, you know, the priest said to him that, you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, if he finds this woman, that's going to be his Dalmatian. And the priest says, that is going to be your Dalmatian, you know, your downfall. And that's actually true. I was right in that, because like, it all makes sense. So at the end, he kind of, you know, sacrifices himself as well. And it's very touching as well. Like, he sacrifices himself for his true love, because she was like the Dalmatian to his downfall. Obviously, if he found her, which he actually did in the end. But yeah, but he gave up his life, and God forgave him. You know, it's interesting. Like, God can punish. I'm not sure God can punish people, because you know, I'm a goody two shoes, so I can't really tell. But sometimes, you know, God punishes the wicked, obviously. but sometimes God has a heart. Well, I don't know if God has a heart. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say. But let's just say God has a soul to forgive people. So I think that was a really nice way of, saying, like, even though you did all these bad things, you can be redeemed as well. Now, I'm not sure if that counts for if you murder someone or if you kill someone. I'm not sure if that happens. But at the end, you kind of felt like his soul was redeemed. And that was a very nice, touching ending as well. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. At first, it was like, when it became to the end, and I thought she was going to kill herself to be with him as well. That's what I thought, but it never turned out that way. So she was kind of free of his curse, and once he passed on, the curse was broken. The curse was lifted as well. So I thought that's very interesting as well. So that's all the time, guys. This is a Dracula love story streaming now on Prime Video. You can rent and buy it as well. Please go check this movie out. It is so good. If you love my Nosferatu movie review, go check it out as well. And also, if you love my Frankenstein movie review, also check that out as well. You will love this movie. It's so good. Like, so good. Like, I don't know if you heard of it. Like, my mum was wondering if they were looking up. My mum was wondering if there were, other reviews. There's not a lot of this movie. So, let's see how this one does on YouTube. And also, please make sure to go check out my other movie reviews. They're the views have been a little bit not the greatest. I'm trying to bring that back as well. There'll be more movie reviews as well. So expect more movies to drop as well. Depends on if I review them or not. But please go check them out. It's really important that you do as well. Because I'm looking at the views and I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. Like, why am I doing this movie reviews if no one's watching it? Obviously you are watching it. But I'm like, guys, I need more views on the movie reviews. So please go and do that as well. So that's all good time, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Mel's video. Also, hit the notification bell to get more updates when I update videos as well, when I upload videos on YouTube as well. And also, make sure you check out my community page, because that's when you'll know when I'm about to do a video or about to tease something, because usually I tease something. So make sure you check out community page and make sure you hit that notification so when you know when I upload videos as well. Okay, guys, bye.
First to have captured a specimen alive. These creatures are the result of a divine curse. What exactly did I capture? A vampire. Count Dracula. Centuries ago, I asked God for one favor. I will fight in his name. But I ask him to spare my wife. Salvation.